Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you here with me again today. In this video, I wanted to show you a quick way on how you can decorate your breeding cages. Now, all of the cages inside of my breeding room are decorated with these fake Christmas tree limbs that I use to give the birds a bit of privacy and to give them a place to nest in. Now, the majority of these African waxbills, including some Australian species, they are stimulated to breed when they have plenty of privacy. And in order for them to have this privacy, you need to make sure that you put plenty of these Christmas tree limbs positioned in different parts of your cages in order to give the bird the sense that they are well hidden. Now, in return, when they feel like they have this privacy and that they can hide from you, in essence, what they're going to do is they're going to feel secure enough to start building a nest and breed. Now, in all of the cages, I position these Christmas tree limbs in different sections to give the birds plenty of space to choose where they want to nest. Birds will generally, the males, will choose a location to nest in, but it is the female, the ones that accept that location. So I have plenty of species that have started to build a nest in one section and it was rejected by the female, so they move on to a different section. This is why it's always good to add more than one nesting site. This will, in return, give you optimal success when it comes to breeding. I'm sure you guys are familiar with artificial Christmas trees, and this is what I use for the inside of the cages. I cut off the trees into smaller sections, and each one of these small sections individually has a whole bunch of wires on the inside. So what that does is it allows you to maneuver this small little tree now, or this small branch, into different positions. And what this does is you can create a environment for the bird for them to build their nest in the interior section of this small tree that you're now going to put inside of your cage. Now, I like to position them in different sections of the cage. One will be vertical on one side of the cage, and on the other side I'll have one that will run horizontally. And what this does is it gives the birds plenty of options for them to choose where they want to nest. This one right here in particular, as you can see, is going to be the one that runs horizontal on the side of the cage, and it is molded a little bit different than the one that runs vertical. This one I molded in a way that it has a cylinder through the center, so the bird can go in through one side and run out the other one if he chooses to. So it gives them plenty of space in there to hide and plenty of space for them to go ahead and start building their nest. Generally, this is what a normal breeding cage would look like. Now let's see what we can do to make it a little bit better to stimulate these birds to breed for us. We want to start off by removing any of these unnatural perches. We're going to later on add some tree branches as perches, as this will give the cage a more natural look and the birds will enjoy it a whole lot more. I attach these small Christmas tree branches to the cages using zip ties. I'm going to go ahead and attach first one on the cage that's going to run vertically, and then I'll attach a second one that runs horizontally. Now you can go ahead if you want and add more to the cages. It all depends on the size of the cage. You can add as many as you want. Just make sure that when you do put these, that they're on the sides and on the back wall, which leaves plenty of space in the front and in the center for your birds to fly back and forth and get exercise. You don't want to overcrowd the cages also with these things. Once the artificial Christmas trees have been added to the cage, I can go ahead and add a nest box on the outside. Since I don't know if I'm going to place a pair of Australian species or an African waxbill pair in here, I always like to add a nest box to the cage. This gives variety. Not only will they have these Christmas tree limbs to nest in, but they can also choose to nest inside of the box if they wish. The last step in order to finish this breeding cage is to add some perches. Personally, I like to add artificial perches in the form of tree branches. Now I'll collect any tree branch that has different diameter sizes within the branches, and I'll add this to the cage. The birds seem to enjoy this a lot more than just a regular perch, and it looks a whole lot more natural inside of your cage. And that's going to be it, guys. Once you finish this setup, you can go ahead and release whichever pair of birds you decide to put in here. I hope that you guys give this a try. I've been able to have a lot of success with a variety of different waxbills and Australian finches over the years using this same exact setup with the Christmas tree branches. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, like always, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day.